HQ. In the making of this series of programs, which has taken an awful long time, a lot of hard work goes on, and great attention to detail is needed, and this is where it all happens. So I'll just show you, as I say, what goes on. Oops, there we go. This is the nerve centre, so to speak, and what we've got here are vital bits of equipment. Scanners absolutely essential when you're investigating in this depth, to scan key documents in so that you can make sure you've always got backup copies elsewhere should for any reason you return to your home one day to find that documents have disappeared, or the house is burnt down, or something like that. And the usual office gizmos here. This gives you an indication of the sort of stuff that you're likely to get, the sort of documents and the scale of the documents that you're likely to get from the Department of Work and Pensions. That was one fairly recent data trawl, and you know, that has to be gone through, and it's not the work of 5 minutes by any means. If you look up here, this is my agency bookshelf. It's about 2 meters long, and that is filled end to end with files and files of documents and letters. And when you actually come down to it, it's a case of going through this, because you're actually looking for as little as a sentence or a word in a document that ties up with another document that may have been written a year later, and it's only when you put those together that you actually start putting the bits of the jigsaw together which paint the true picture. They're extremely good at the agency at making sure that you know what's on the case. This is where the sorting goes on in these racks, and when I find a document of particular interest, it's copied and allocated to the person that it relates to. So one document may find its way into 3 or 4 or more officers' files. And if you look here, this particular video, there you go, that's KT's in there. So some of the documentation that you saw in the programme was there, and above it, yeah, that's an interesting one. Dyson. This officer's pseudonym is Dyson because it's an officer who's particularly good at inventing things. Hence that officer's pseudonym is Dyson. You have to keep a sense of humour when you're dealing with when you're dealing with these people. Oh yeah, over there, planning department. It's not really the planning department at all, that one. It's the Parliamentary Ombudsman, but they insist on keep writing to me about my planning application, and even when I write back and say it's nothing to do with the planning application, it's to do with a child support agency case, because their administration is not very good, they write back again in 2 weeks' time apologising, and then a couple of weeks after that they write again about my planning application. It's absolutely priceless. You couldn't make it up. But of course a lot of you who've had dealings with these government departments know that when I say they couldn't make it up, of course they often do.